Jumping jacks.
Trying to pull it up on my phone.
Thumbs up.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will have patron comments. If there are any. No?
Not at this time that I can see.
All righty, we will then move on to personnel.
All right, I recommend the approval of the following resignations. Michaela Odell, elementary cafeteria. If you remember last board meeting, we recommended her. She had just a change in life circumstances, so she didn't even start, but just replied back to obviously thank you for the opportunity, but obviously not gonna need that job at this time. Also, I'd like to recommend the approval of Beth Linville as a crossing guard, which will follow the fact is that we'll be looking for a crossing guard for the Main Street crossing guard location after this approval. So I approve those two at this time.
I move we approve those.
Second.
Moved by Steve, seconded by Ken. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
I recommend the approval of the resignation of Mr. Carpenter, elementary PE teacher, obviously given 35 years of his life to Triton School Corporation, the community, as a coach. I just obviously have a lot of respect for Mr. Carpenter, as he was my mentor teacher as a student teacher. So I just want to thank him for the time and effort that he put into our students. It was a tough decision to put him in PE, knowing that he was such a great classroom teacher, but the response to that was the fact is he was going to be able to invest in all of the students at the elementary school at the time. And I think most of you guys kind of remember that recommendation and the explanation, and he did just that. So he did a great job, and I just want to thank him for those efforts. So I do ask that you, I do recommend the approval of his resignation.
I move we do that.
Second.
Been moved by Steve, seconded by Ken. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
I recommend the approval of the resignation of Emily Thomas, a high school art teacher. Emily did a great job in her 2 years as an art teacher here. Once again, life circumstances, getting married, adopting a kiddo, had a long drive, and just was very complimentary of our school, but understanding that drive on a day-to-day basis is going to take away from much needed family time. So I recommend the resignation of Emily Thomas.
Move we accept her resignation. Second.
Been moved by Ken, seconded by Wes. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
The next hirings, I'll go ahead and lump them in if we're okay with that. So I recommend the hiring of Courtney King, elementary instructional assistant, hiring Kim Kelly as a preschool teacher, hiring Taylor Long as the elementary PE teacher, Derek Eveland as the high school art teacher, Paul Williams Jr. as the junior high social studies teacher, and last but not least, I had the opportunity to meet Rochelle Maybe, she goes by Shelly, as our school psychologist. So that was we've got some outstanding people that are going to be doing some great things in our school corporation. We're really, really excited to have most of the positions filled. We're still waiting on, I believe, well, 2, I think, totally officially for those words from the people that those have been offered to. But I'd like to recommend the approval of those hires.
Question. Was there Victoria Hughes? Was she mentioned?
No, you share with Courtney.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry. Victoria Hughes is first grade teacher.
Okay.
I apologize. Thank you.
All right.
Want to make sure we get them all in there.
Yeah.
I move that we approve the hiring of all of those individuals, especially Victoria Hughes.
Moved by Wes, seconded by Steve. Any other discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you for drawing attention to that. The last thing they want on the first board meeting and getting approved is leave their name out, right? So thank you for that. Next, other business. I recommend the approval of the high school fundraisers. I do, as we talked a little bit about in our executive session, Mr. Yarbrough is meeting with our coaches. So with him coming on board just here recently, he likely will be coming to us with some other fundraiser ideas as it relates to some of the athletic, the sports and athletic stuff going on. But they're still kind of shoring up some of those things, and you can maybe expound on that a little bit, Nate, if necessary. But I would like to approve those at this time with the possibility of some others coming.
I move we approve the high school fundraisers.
Second.
The move by Ken, seconded by Wes. Any other discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Superintendent's report.
All right, so continuous improvement, capital projects are being wrapped up in preparation for the new school year. Sidewalk repairs and new sidewalks will make our campus safer. New ceiling tiles at the high school, and just a lot of deep cleaning taking place at both buildings. So our maintenance staff is working extremely hard. Our board retreat was held on June 18th. This is always a great time to hear from our department heads and our building level leaders about progress and goals for the new year. Triton School Corporation will be undergoing a strategic planning process this year in hopes of giving even more focus and direction to our goal of continuous improvement. This process will involve community members, community surveys, revision to our mission and vision, and an overall look at how we can continue to improve and provide the best possible education in our region. Parents have been accustomed to a survey at the end of a year. We did not do that last year simply because we're going to be following that up with a strategic planning survey. In Focus is the group that's going to be leading us through that, so we're pretty excited about that process, and we feel like it's going to be a pretty comprehensive process. So we did not give that survey at the end of the year, probably for other reasons too, as it was just a difficult year and people were ready to be done. But so that is the reason for that. Shared leadership, the Triton leadership team continues to plan for a successful start of the new school year in cooperation with Marshall County Health Department. Triton will use a mask optional approach for the upcoming school year. And this is, people have been asking about this, and it's something that other corporations have announced over the last few weeks. And we just feel like right now that we kind of wanted to wait a little while to see kind of how things were going in the county. And so right now, at this time, with the information we currently have, we're going to go with a mask optional approach. We want our patrons to know that this is subject to change, as we never know what the status of our county or school may be at any given time. But for now, we're planning to go with the mask option, or the mask optional choice. We will however, be mandated to have students mask up on the buses, as this is a federal requirement for public transportations, and schools are included in this expectation. More information and recommendations will be forthcoming. The documents I share on social media over the next couple of weeks are simply to keep our community informed as to the state and local recommendations. We will not be the vaccination police. However, the state has come out with very clear guidelines as it relates to masking up, contact tracing, and quarantines. So be looking for more information coming out from your child's school building, updates at registration, and social media and school messenger posts with the latest information. So once again, a lot of rumors, a lot of things that are kind of floating out there from other corporations. So I guess I would just recommend to our patrons, if you have questions, please feel free to give us a call at the administration building. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions specifically if you have those. But just know that's subject to change. I think if we learned anything from the last year and a half, that things do change rapidly. But I will tell you, we continue as a board and as an administrative team and superintendents in Marshall County we still keep in contact with the local health departments to continue to help drive some of those decisions. So they feel comfortable with that at this time, but I want to restate, there will be contact tracing if necessary, and that we still will require masks on buses due to the federal mandate. Okay. Social responsibility, the town and the county leaders continue to work collaboratively to create a plan for grant monies that are available due to our stellar designation. Currently, the LLN board, which is a lifelong learning network, is looking into investments to put towards a career innovation center in Marshall County that will bless our county cradle to career, as it's been mentioned. So our early childhood kiddos all the way to our adult education. We are currently in the process of engaging key stakeholders in our community in preparation for the READY grant, which is the Rural Economic Development Innovation Grant, and the ARP, which is obviously the American Rescue Plan, which is probably a little bit more known in our counties after the last year and a half. So we're excited about that, some of those opportunities. That application is due on July 18th, so the timeline of that is just crazy quick. But we have a lot of different people that are working on that. Specifically, Marshall County Community Foundation is helping with that, Linda Yoder, Matt Davis from ITAMCO, just multiple people that are really helping us out. Faith Stahl, actually, from In Focus has been an integral part of that, so it's really good. We plan on once again hosting the Bourbon Summerfest on the grounds of Triton School Corporation. This event will take place on August 7th and 8th. A lot of fun things being planned, so keep your ears tuned to some of those things. Obviously, that'll be before school starts this year, so it'll be nice to have that before the school year starts and not have to worry about some of the things we have in the past. Accountability, I want to congratulate Coach Groves, the varsity basketball team and future 8th grade basketball team for winning their Super Hoops divisions. We wish our 4-H scholars their best as they prepare their projects for upcoming county fairs. And I would ask parents to send any pictures of your kiddos that are participating. If you could send those to me at jriffle@triton.k12.in.us. I believe that information, Orion, was on the front page of our presentation tonight with my email address. So if you do have any of those pictures, I'd love to see those so we can post them and give recognition where that's due. So we can continue to applaud their efforts of living out personal responsibility, the personal responsibility it takes to complete a project. I would also like to congratulate our Boy Scout troop, 251, on a safe and successful hike of the Appalachian Trail. They were unable to complete the whole trail due to bad weather and trail conditions. However, they had a goal and they completed their mission to the best of their ability and as much as they could control. So I want to thank Sean Hooley. Ben Firestone, one of our students, has been integral in reaching out and just keeping me up to date on kind of what's been happening. So I want to thank him. He's going to be sending me some pictures when he returns from, I believe, Boy Scout camp maybe next week. So he's going to get those to me. So I just thank him for his efforts and being very responsible and reaching out to me on that. High expectations, last but not, well, I guess we have alignment left, but high expectations. Thank you, Bruce Gephardt, and our maintenance teams who continue to make outstanding progress in our buildings in preparation for the start of the new school year. Deep cleaning, getting new classrooms ready, getting things arranged. So that's a positive start. I want to thank the building level leaders who are working hard to complete the hiring process and put high character individuals in key positions to continue to invest in our students academically, socially, and emotionally. Last but not least, alignment. So today we had an organizational meeting with Mr. McCann, Mr. Yarborough, to continue to lay the framework how we can continue to be even more intentional with our scholars and their character development. We will continue to work with NG3 leaders on how to best move forward in this much needed initiative and how we can continue to make it stronger into the future. So just trying to decide future planning, what's best, how can we continue to be more intentional with all kids, not just our athletes, and make that a little bit more intentional when it comes to, which is a goal of our counseling department, making that even more intentional in our SLCs, which is our student learning communities. So just investing in all kids, trying to find those fringe kiddos that maybe are leaders and we just haven't seen those capabilities yet, but just expanding that program and making sure we're being more intentional with them. So that's all I have. I'd be more than happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any patrons' comments? No? Okay, we'll move on to building reports.
Mr. McCann, change of voice. How about you go first?
I'll do that.
I think Orion wants you to take the.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, everybody.
I really don't have a lot to report out. I know Mr. Riffles talked a little bit about it. Most of June and where we're at in July has been spent looking for to fill the open positions that we have at the junior senior high school, and I actually feel like we've had a great candidate pool considering previous years in education. So I feel very fortunate there. Right now, we're looking to hire an instructional aide. That's the last position, knock on wood, that we have at the junior senior high school. So I look for us to have a decision here soon on that, and we'll bring that to the August board meeting, hopefully. Short of that, look forward to our new staff that we have had come to the board, and I think we got some real quality people, and I'm excited to see what they can do for the school and the community and our students. So we talked about Mr. Yarborough just a little bit. I've been really impressed with him, and so he's been here for 2 weeks, moved from Florida, and he's hit the ground running. He's meeting with a lot of our coaches, just getting an idea of who they are, what their program's like, what are the needs, what are the concerns, and he's just spending a lot of time with them. So I really appreciate those efforts, and I look forward to the working relationship that we're going to have. So that's really all I have, unless you guys have questions for me. Okay, thank you.
Good job, man. Appreciate your time and effort you put in. I have Mrs. Cook's report. She's on a deserving vacation with her kiddos, so I told her to just send me something here. So she said, the building report, summer school wrapped up on June 25th. We had 97 students enrolled with an average daily attendance of 91 students, so that's 94% attendance. Thanks to all the teachers, aides, bus drivers, secretaries, and nurses who helped pull it off. No cases of COVID or quarantine during that 3-week period of time. We are still working on filling positions in sixth grade teacher and a 6th grade maternity leave. Grade levels are collaborating throughout the summer in preparation for the August start. So, yeah, so just working hard to get people hired in, filled into their teams and making some progress with building relationships and getting prepared, so.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no other business, we will move to adjourn at 7:18.